Hey everyone, welcome back to the beginner's guide on data science, machine learning, and AI. So I got a fun episode for you guys today. It's actually to answer one of the most commonly asked questions from my students. This is especially for people who are touching Python and just trying to learn Python for the very first time. I believe this video will be very helpful for you. So today we're going to be doing a small exercise of loading a large-scale dataset using the memory mapping function in NumPy. So what is memory mapping? Memory mapping is essentially a function in NumPy that allows you to efficiently loading large samples. To make things even more interesting, today we're going to be using a sample data from one of my favorite professors at Chicago Booth. His name is Da-Chen Xiu. So Professor Xiu here, he's amazing. He's done a couple of interesting work in the past. This current video, I'm going to be using one of his recent work on reimagined price trends, of which in this paper, he actually went into image data of stock chart, build a deep learning model, predicted, and then build a portfolio based on the forecast of AI models. And the AI models here are specifically referring to image data, because in that paper, he said that he believed certain signals from image, from stock chart reading are probably not digested by the market completely. And that's the alpha that he's trying to capture. And it turned out there's some alpha there. It's quite interesting and amazing data, really strong thesis that he's writing here to the public, to the literature. And me personally, I absolutely enjoyed it. So in this video, we're going to be loading his data into Python. So here we have the image data.zip, and that's where I got the data for the video. And if you guys want to reproduce the code in this video, obviously you have to download that zip folder. So with that being said, let's jump into the code. First things first is to loading all the data. For me, I'm just going to mount my Google Drive. And once I run that code, on the left-hand side, you'll be able to see a Drive folder. And that's precisely the information in my Google Drive folder. So once that's done, I'm going to import the packages, import the path. And this is actually, some people get stuck here. And that's precisely why I purposely made this path very long and very ugly. You're going to have to navigate through exactly which folder that you save that big zip file that you just downloaded from the professor's page, right? And specifically here, I said, hey, this is saved for one of my students. Obviously, I hid his name. For all of you guys, obviously, you're going to have to pick the path that you prefer, that you save your file at in your local computer. So with that being said, load that in. The next thing is to run the function. So let's type out the function. Let's start with images. We're going to assign images by calling the NumPy memory mapping function. So here we're going to say np MEMMAP. And then here's when things get a little bit interesting. First things first is we need a path, right? So we're going to say f. I'm using a functional string of which I'm going to be calling these two main path and file path variables I just defined above. So we're going to use curly bracket main path. I'm going to say slash file path. And that's a directory of where I've saved that file, right? In this case, as you can see from this definition here, is a .dat file, of which, as you probably imagine, there's some information saved in there, right? So that's what we're going to load, and we're going to specify the type. Here, the data type is integer 8. And I think I missed the NumPy package. This is np.uinteger8. This means 8-bit unsigned integers. And that's the data type that we need. And of course, we're going to say mode is R, meaning we're going to read the thing, right? So this is a read-only mode. And I think after that, I'm pretty happy with what we have. In the end, we're going to do a .reshape. We're going to start with -1, meaning that the first index, we're not going to worry too much about that because that's a number of samples, right? The number of pictures, in this case, because it's a picture data. And we're going to say comma. And now here is the dimension of the picture that I want to reshape. So the dimension from the paper is 64 by 16, and that's the number I'm going to be using, right? It's not really an arbitrary number. It's the number precisely instructed by that paper, okay? It's not a number that I made up, right? So that's a caveat that I need to point out there. Some students, they probably type in a different set of number, and of course, you're going to run into error. And then everything in the middle, we're going to make sure it's a tuple. That's input argument for .reshape method. We're going to run this thing and it's going to load up all the images from this .dat file. And simultaneously, we're going to reshape it to 64 by 60, and everything else, we don't touch it, right? That's the data. We load that into images object, and that's where it is. And to verify that this is loaded correctly, let's check out what that is, right? So we can say type images, and it's a Numpy memory mapping data type. And that makes sense, right? Because that's the function that we use, right? And then we can also check out the dimensions. We say .shape, and it gives us about 68,637 pictures. Each picture is 64 by 60. So now we know that there's some data there, right? We need to take a look at what that is. So meaning what? Meaning we need to plot. So we can use plt.imshow to plot a picture, and boom, it looks like that. And that is precisely the stock data that this professor's paper is trying to investigate, right? And here, as you see, we have bar chart. So bar chart is as opposed to candlestick chart. If you go to a sample stock chart, any stock here, let's say Apple, I could go to bar chart. And the candlestick will then be converted into bars. So these bars, they have their special definition. Colors means that the day is going up or going down. And then these small segments that are parallel to the left or to the right, those things means opening and closing price. So essentially what the data is trying to capture is it takes a picture of a snapshot of the stock chart in this kind of formality, and then it gives certain labels to that snapshot of the data, right? For example, you take a picture here and you say, hey, look, what is the next 5 days of return in terms of actual real return, right? Obviously, the most recent one, you're not going to have that because you don't have the future 5 days. So you're going to go to the past. You can take a snapshot of what that couple of bars look like. And then you look at the next couple of days, you say, hey, look at this thing's going up or something, right? And then that's a label that you assign to that picture. And then there you go, right? You have your picture, you have your label, boom, build your model. So that's what that paper is about. That's how you set things up. So hopefully this video is interesting for you. This sets up the data, gives you X, gives you Y. You can go build whatever model you want. With that being said, hope you enjoyed the episode. I'll see you in the next one.